Genius Brain listeners, this podcast is brought to you by BetterHelp. Listen up. Do you think being a man is hard? Sometimes it is, but nobody wants to hear it. They just go, oh, just suck it up. I don't want to suck it up. I need to talk to my BetterHelp therapist because I got some jumbles in my head that needs to be unjumblified. That's a word. You don't have to struggle. Sometimes asking for help is the thing that you need, and BetterHelp can be right there for you. With over 35,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform that has helped over 5 million people. The app has a 4.9 out of 5 rating, which means it's pretty dope. So as the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Talk it out with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/genius. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/genius. Makes me feel, dude.
Yeah.
Maybe sometimes I don't want to do body worship, dude, because I look stupid. I mean, I'm like, John, you know, body worship, dude. You want to talk about the thing at church?
Shit.
Body worship. That shit, dude. My brother got so mad at me once because, he got super into church, and I think he got super into church because of the girl that he liked.
Yeah.
And I remember my brother in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Genius Brain Podcast. This is going to be a quick one, but it's going to be a doozy. So, what a lot of people don't know is that, when you hear the word Pasadena in LA, you just think it's really nice. Mm. But there's a pocket of Pasadena that's actually really fucking ghetto. It's East Pasadena.
Yeah.
East Pasadena is fucking ghetto.
Yeah, just right past the community college.
Yes.
Where I go.
So East Pasadena, if you guys don't know, it used to, have you guys seen, I forgot, it was like a comedian clip, but he was like saying, Pasadena, motherfucker. But either way, like, people thought that was weird, but East Pass is still kind of hood.
Okay.
Right. So if you go to East Pass, there's like a Louisiana fried chicken and a Church's. You already know it's going to be ghetto.
Right.
When you see a Louisiana fried chicken, one of the best fried chicken spots in Los Angeles, you know it's going to be hood.
Yeah.
So in East Pass, if you guys don't know, there's this part of this bridge where there's like a clock, like a small little clock tower. But right at the corner of that, there's this gas station. So that gas station, when I first moved to Los Angeles, I moved into Pasadena, and on my way home to Sacramento, when I would drive, I would stop by this gas station just because it was pretty close to where I lived. The first time I went there, this was years ago, let's say about 12 years ago. I was driving late at night to go back to Sacramento, and I was filling up my gas tank there. And there was this dude in the corner just rocking back and forth, just mumbling to himself, and he just kept screaming, I'll suck your dick, I'll suck your dick, and I'm fucking freaked out. This is I first moved to LA, right? So I'm over here trying to pump gas, my shit's shaking and shit, and I'm just like, fuck. I'm just trying to get the fuck out of there. This is how crazy this fucking gas station is.
Yeah.
And this is my introduction to LA. I'm like, dude, what the fuck am I? Like, what is this? And because I heard Pasadena's nice, but East Pasadena isn't.
Right.
So this gas station is notorious for having crazy people. Now, I haven't been there in a hot second because after I filled my gas there once, I never went back. So I was going to our buddy Robin's house, and on the way to his crib, I'm passing through Pasadena. I'm like literally at zero, so I'm like, fuck, I got to go to this gas station. It looks fine. They revamped it. So I go there, and there's a lady selling flowers, and I see that instantly I empathize. And so this lady is selling her flowers. I go up to not buy the flowers from her, but give her some money because I see her hustling, right? And I'm like, damn, that's fucking dope. I go up and I give her like $5, which is all the cash that I had on me. And I'm like, oh, she goes, oh, and she started giving me flowers. I was like, I don't need the flowers. Here, just take this. Like, I see you're working hard, whatever, whatnot. And not to say I'm doing something great. I just, when I see immigrants working hard, it reminds me of my mother. Yeah. So I just give her $5. Lo and behold, there's a dude behind me, right? Grifter. This motherfucker comes up to me. He goes, hey, bro, let me hold $1. And I'm like, immediately I'm already irritated, right? Because you see this lady fucking working her ass off, which is the reason why I gave her money, right? He's just asking me for money. Now, I'm irritated, but I'm trying to be civil, right? I'm like, look, and I was like, oh, I just gave her the last bit of my money. He was like, you got something. Like, let me hold $1.
Oh,
like,
my God.
There's an ATM inside. Pull out some money. And
oh my God.
Now because he's dictating who I should give my money to. So I'm looking at him, I was like, hey, let me ask you something, man. I'm like, she's working her ass off, right? But you're coming up to me asking me for money. Who the fuck do you think I'm gonna give the money to?
Barely asked you. You just said,
and he's telling me to go into the ATM and withdraw money and give it to him.
Yeah.
So now I'm like fucking irritated. Now at this point too, like, I have a son now. I'm a father. I should keep my cool. right? Because I don't know what the fuck he has on him.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of just on one. I'm like irritated right now, right? I'm like, bro, just get the fuck. Don't tell me what the fuck to do with my money, bro. It's like if I have some money, I'll give it to you. I'm not going in to go. I'm not gonna go to the ATM, withdraw money, and give it to you. Get the fuck up out of my face, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh shit. He goes, well, what the fuck? He's like, well, you got it. You can't just help a brother out. And he's just like fucking getting mad at me. So now we're just yelling at each other, right? It's literally 9 p.m. and we're fucking yelling at. I'm like, get the fuck up out of my face. He's like, what the fuck? You want to go? Let's go. And he's like trying to scrap. And it gets to a point. I'm like, you know what, dude? I'm not even dealing with this shit. I don't have fucking money. Get the fuck up out of my face, right? He goes, what I gotta do? You want me to sell flowers too? I'm like, yeah. Why don't you go out in this fucking corner and sell some shit?
Yeah.
And I can see that you're fucking working and I'd hook it up. And he was like, what you want me to do? You want me to dance for this fucking shit like I'm a fucking monkey? Let me tell you something. This is a true fucking story. This dude starts popping and he's good. Bro, he's good. This motherfucker, he's like, you want me to stop dancing like a fucking monkey? He's like, bah, bah. Ed, he does a backflip.
What?
He's like, bah, jumps, does a fucking backflip. He goes, do I get a fucking $1 now? Immediately, I start busting up laughing.
Yeah.
Dude. That shit threw me off. I'm like, he diffused the situation like that. We went from like, yo, get the fuck up out of my face, you bitch ass motherfucker. He's like, you want to scrap? You want me to pop? Blip, does a backflip. Dude, I go into my car, I start looking for change.
Yeah. You're
like,
this.
I gotta give him something, dude. I have to at this point. I found like 50 something cents and I gave him some fucking change. I was like, here, take this, man. He goes, oh, now you got money? And this fool starts fucking like moonwalking backwards.
Oh,
I'm like,
my God.
Oh, this guy's a fucking crackhead, dude. Yeah. Like, I literally got into an argument with a crackhead. This dude did a fucking backflip at 9 p.m. in East Pasadena, dude. Yeah. Blew my fucking mind, dude. Dude, LA is such a weird place. Like, I would have never thought, and like, I'm like, I wish, is there a camera that could have recorded this?
For sure. At the gas station?
I want to go, it's like, do you remember at this time, could you just give me the fucking footage?
Oh, you gotta beg for it, dude.
Dude, I gotta get that fucking footage. Yeah. It's so insane. Like, the fact that he could pull a backflip out of nowhere is a really amazing feat. Yeah. If you're a homeless dude and you do a backflip for me, I'm giving you whatever I got. Genius Brain listeners, this podcast is brought to you by BetterHelp. You ever feel like being a man is just constant pressure? Like you're supposed to have all the answers, pay all the bills, stay calm, fix the Wi-Fi, all this stuff, and guess what? Even kill spiders. Yeah, same. No shocker. About 6 million men in the U.S. deal with depression every year. And a lot of us don't even realize it because we just chalk it up to being tired or in a funk. But here's the thing. Struggling doesn't make you weak. Real strength is saying, yo, I need some help. And then you do something about it. Guess what? I didn't think therapy was for me years ago, but I've been going to therapy and I switched over to BetterHelp, and 10 out of 10, I would highly recommend it. So if you've been carrying all this weight this whole time, maybe it's time for you to talk to someone, a friend, a loved one, or hear me out, a BetterHelp therapist. With over 35,000 therapists, BetterHelp is a huge asset because it's the largest online therapy platform that's helped over 5 million people globally. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Talk it out with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/genius. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/genius. There's a guy, and I talked about on Alvarado, I don't know if he's still alive, but the Pigeon Man. Do you remember him?
Not familiar.
So on the 2 freeway off Alvarado, there's a guy, and I know the evolution of this man when I lived in K-Town for like 6-7 years. He used to just sit there and ask for money, right? And then later on, as time progressed, he had a pigeon. And so he would have this pigeon on his hand and he would feed it, right? And I'm like, oh, that's cool. He tamed a pigeon. And I just gave him like a buck or two. Dude, you know what that later evolved into? Hey, somebody who goes to an Alvarado, confirm this for me if you guys remember this guy. He was the pigeon master. So this fool, kid you fucking not, I think it was a Khalif that was with me, but he eventually evolved into having literally like 30 pigeons around.
Just on his arms.
Yeah.
Shit.
And so this fool would put food in his mouth, and pigeons would fly to his chin and rest on his beard, and they would eat out of his mouth. And then they would fly away, and he would go, ta-da!
And then you just give him money?
I gave him so much money, dude.
What's this? Echo Park or something? Alvarado?
It's to an Alvarado. It goes into K-Town, splitting between Echo Park and K-Town.
Okay.
So that's where I would exit. This fool, I kid you not, if I could figure out how much money I gave him, I think in the span of 7 years, I probably gave him at least $2,000.
What?
Because I just kept giving him money every time.
Yeah.
If you tame 20 pigeons, you deserve money.
You should have a legit job doing that.
I don't fucking know. I hope he's still alive because he was pretty old.
Right.
But he somehow figured it out where there was just like multitudes of pigeons around him. And he would just have them on his shoulder. He would carry them on his arms.
So was he wearing plaid so he could cover up the shit for himself?
No. But it was absolutely a gift and a talent that he had.
Yeah.
How could I not give him money, dude? If you drove by him and you didn't give him anything, you're going to hell. He entertained us.
Right.
I fucking love the homeless here in LA. Not so much the ones that are mean and yelling at you.
Yeah.
But those unique human beings, I kind of wonder too. It's like, where did you go wrong? Like, you clearly have some type of like talent here. You could have like focused this into something.
It's just at one point someone just gets fired, and then it's like, you know what? I'm gonna go tame the pigeons.
They're like, it's pretty cool when you go on YouTube and you see like the backstory of like homeless people and how they got there. And I like those stories because LA homeless is a little different.
Yeah. Soft white underbelly.
Yeah. And they'll talk about who they were before and their situations now. And it's like, dude, sometimes just one little kink into your timeline just fucks everything up, dude.
Yeah.
There was a guy in Sacramento that was being interviewed too where he was like really, really successful. And he got fucked by a divorce. Took everything from him, put him into like a mental spiral, like lost custody of his kids and everything. He was like very, very successful. And he had like, he has photos, right, on his phone. And he was showing like photos of his phone. It's like, this is who I was. This is my house. This is what I owned. And he's just like, yeah, I got fucked. The divorce happened and then COVID happened. And then now he's just homeless.
Right.
It's a guy who was like very financially successful.
The same way, I remember this guy who used to come to our store. I remember him because he had a dope fucking car. Like, he came in, he wore dirty Carhartts, but then when he came through our store, he had a 1970 Corvette, a C3 Corvette. So it's like, as it comes in, big fat tires and shit. It's like, that's so dope. I move here to LA. I go back. I see him, and he's dirty. He's dirty, and he's drooling in our store. And I'm like, oh my, what happened to him? Drugs.
What the fuck?
Got divorced, lost his business, lost his car, lost his wife, can't see his kid anymore, all this shit. And so whenever I see him come through our store, he looks like just covered in dirt, like, and soot, like doesn't shower, and he's always halfway drooling with some other hood rat kind of lady, like, ooh.
Dude, this is so crazy how like crackheads always find another crackhead lover.
Yeah.
Like, do you ever notice that? Like, you always find them with the lover.
Yeah, that's an old Chris Rock joke. Like, two crackheads can stay together forever. You can't be
That's my main bitch.
Yeah.
It's like,
you
how
can't
the
be
fuck?
born again and be with a crackhead,
Yeah.
But you can be two crackheads for life.
And that's crazy too, because like people can't even get on like Christian Mingle and find somebody.
Yeah.
But this crackhead, they could find like a down ass bitch for life, and they're just here with like no teeth. Like, that's my main man. It's like, what the fuck? How did you guys find love?
Because that's all they got is each other.
Yeah.
For us, we have like a billion people to choose from.
It's, dude, when I see like Skid Row, because it's gotten exponentially worse now.
Yeah.
It's pretty insane. Like, I don't know what to do about it. And
Like, there's businesses, there's theaters. It's a whole, it's scraping into fashion and jewelry district too. It's creeping into Little Tokyo.
only in LA do I notice that I cannot distinguish somebody from like a high fashionable person and a homeless person. It's so hard sometimes. Because I got in trouble in K-Town because I was actually having dinner with Kalila, and we were out in K-Town and we were at Iga. And so there was a dude that was walking by, and I told this on the podcast before, so sorry if I'm repeating myself, but there was a dude that was walking by and he had like this shoulder bag, and I just looked over and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And I looked over, and then all of a sudden I hear somebody yelling, and he's like, what the fuck are you looking at? And I don't know he's talking to me because I didn't do anything.
Right.
So me and Kalila were just having a conversation. He goes, you're not the he goes something like, you're not the dragon, bro. He said, you're not a dragon. And so I just kept talking to Kalila, and then Kalila goes, I think he's yelling at you. I was like, me?
Oh, my name's not Dragon.
Yeah.
It's David.
He's like, you're not the dragon, bro. You're not the fucking dragon, bro. Some shit like that. And I'm like, oh, he's homeless.
Oh, okay.
I thought he was just like a fashionable like LA dude. That's why I was looking at the bag he was wearing.
That's why Zoolander is ahead of its time.
Yes.
Because as a satire on the fashion industry, they do the homeless fashion show, right?
Yeah.
Which is just a horrible like affront to just like humanity. But now it's actually happened in fashion.
Yeah.
Where they're literally out there like showing you dirty fucking shoes as fashion.
Dude, this is where that whole thing of, when Black Mirror first came out, it was just this next level shit. Right. But now it's just like, oh, this is just reality.
It's gonna happen, yeah.
This is like literally happening right now. I get so sad too because like I was talking to Mariel, because a majority of everything that I do, especially revenue wise, I have to be on my phone and my computer. Mm-hmm. I feel like half my life is just staring at the screen all the time. And I looked at my my screen time thing, and it says I'm on average on my phone for like 8 to 9 hours a day.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel like that because it's not like I'm watching YouTube videos.
It's like you're getting work done.
I'm getting work done.
Yeah.
But it's just like, damn, am I spending most of my life on this fucking screen? And it's a little depressing.
Do you separate your devices though? To be like, okay, no more work on the phone. It's only on my laptop. But then that means you'd have to carry your laptop everywhere.
Exactly. So, but certain things are just faster on your phone, right? Especially if I'm using dictation a lot. So, and then I just have to like autocorrect a few things if it doesn't go right. But dictation has been pretty good right now. So it allows me to write a lot faster.
Is that the thing where you swipe your finger?
No, you just talk.
Oh, you talk.
Yeah, so as long as I speak pretty slowly and very precisely, it'll work out pretty well.
Yeah.
But like, it's been kind of weird just being on my phone all the time, especially now that I have a kid and I see my kid look at me on my phone.
He's gonna think that's what humans do.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm trying. We have like a no screen policy in our house, right? So the kid doesn't watch TV or anything else like that. And then there's a few people like, dude, how do you do it? I was like, it's fucking hard. And the reason why it's hard is because at his age right now, he's dumb.
Yeah.
So I have to entertain him all the time.
Right.
So when I understand why parents do screen stuff, because like when you put a screen in front of them, somebody else is entertaining them.
Yeah, and you finally have some time to yourself to take a shit or wash the dishes or something. Yeah.
So in the morning, I usually take care of the kid from like 6 to 9:30.
Yeah.
But today it finally caught up to me. I was zapped. So I was feeding him this morning, and then I fell asleep. And the only reason I woke up because this was like, ma, ah! I had like the fucking bottle in his eye.
Oh,
I was just like fucking dying. And then luckily Mariel had a break, like her meetings got canceled, and she came down. She goes, "Oh shit, like you're exhausted." So she took over because yesterday I did a double shift because at nighttime after work she usually takes care of him, but Mariel was so tired, I just took over. So she was allowed to take a 2-hour nap, but because of that, it transferred over to me.
Yeah.
And then today I was dead. But then I'm like, damn, I can understand why they want kids to watch screens because I would have been able to just chill and then watch them. So I got to take like a 2-hour nap before I came here. I was fucking exhausted, man.
It seems like the way to go, though. I don't know when I'm ever going to get married, but the no screen policy just seems like the natural thing to do because of the way we grew up.
You know what I found out too is just we do it because it's not good for the kid. We do it because people put kids on the screen not because it's better for the kid. Those are the excuses that we make. It's because it's better for us. And I am a firm believer too. The reason why I don't give a shit about what people do with their kids because I don't know what happens to them on the daily. I don't know how stressful their life is. I don't know what their financial situation is. I don't know if they can afford a daycare person, all this other stuff. So, sometimes when I see online when parents are so dogmatic about their approach about parenting, it's like you never even had a conversation with these parents. You don't know what's going on in their fucking life. Yeah. They could be trying this stuff, but it's hard for them, right? Like for me, I look at my position as like financially, I'm probably more stable than like 90% of the people in the population in the United States, right? So if something does go wrong or something, I have the ability to do this, right? Other parents do not. So when we look at parents and we go, oh, I wouldn't do that. I go, who the fuck cares? It's not your fucking kid. You don't know what the fuck they're trying to do. Maybe they did try no screen time, but they don't have daycare. They don't have time to sit there and watch their kids. Also, too, it's like when parents don't take care of themselves, they end up being a worse parent, in my opinion, because you're sleep deprived, you're hungry, and then you're not in a stable position, and then you're supposed to try to help this kid out. It's hard, right? Now too, it's, for me, I'm having kids later. My parents are also a lot older, and it's hard for them to help out. So I get it too. So like sometimes when they'll go, "Oh, are you doing screen time?" I always say, "This is my answer, but don't worry about what I do. Just do what you do," right? Because at the end of the day, I could do everything right with my kid, and my kid could still be a piece of shit.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
And then what? All this like big talk I was saying, it doesn't even fucking matter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I only do things in the sense of I only tell people what I do. It's not a reflection of what you do. You know what I'm saying? Because I really do believe it's none of my fucking business. Because I know people who did everything right with their kid, and their kids are fucking garbage, dude.
How many pastors' kids?
Yeah.
That are just warped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because also too, we don't know what those pastors are like in their house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of people are good at lip service.
Or it's with a lot of Korean pastors, they give up being a father to serve the church.
Yeah. I felt that a lot too when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Where I felt when I looked at my dad, I thought that, how
You
come
never do that for me.
Yeah.
That kind of shit.
How come you give so much grace for these like random people? Like you show up for them, you talk to them kindly, you talk to them in a very calm manner. But for me, it's like, why are you so dumb?
Yeah.
Like, dog, dude, I'm your son. Like, hey, talk to me like you talk to your congregation.
Yeah.
But I think that's like the chip on the shoulder that a lot of PKs have, right? Like you see this version of your parents that you don't get at home. And it's like, like this seems a little unfair.
Like you're good out of home.
Yeah.
But when I go home, like I'm expecting to see the worst of you.
And also too, it's like you have this weird expectation to be the better kid compared to everybody else because you're the pastor's son, right? So you have to show up and show out a lot, right? You have to be a part of praise. You have to do these other things. If not, then it's like, oh, you make me look bad. So then you start to question what your parents' motives are. It's like, oh, do you want me to do these church things because it enriches my life or it makes you look better as a pastor? Because now I don't know what I'm doing this for. So it was just like a lot of weird pressure, right? So I would get told a lot, hey, think about how it makes me look. Think about how it makes me feel. Fuck, man. What about how it makes me feel, dude?
Yeah.
Maybe sometimes I don't want to do body worship, dude, because I look stupid. Yeah. I mean, I'm like, John, body worship, dude. You want to talk about the gayest thing at church? Body worship. That shit, dude. My brother got so mad at me once because he got super into church, and I think he got super into church because of the girl that he liked.
Yeah. And
I remember my brother just up there, for this Christmas performance, and he had to wear a white turtleneck. This motherfucker out here, Jesus, Redeemer, friend that came to me. Yeah. And I just called my brother gay, and then he got so mad at me. Just because you were fucking, being the blood of Christ for pussy, dude. Come on now. Come on, dude. Body worship was so hilarious to me, dude. It's like, how could you make these kids do this?
Because they're bumping and grinding in the secular world.
Dude, I just imagine people doing body worship and God just cracking the fuck up. He goes, dude, I don't like this. You never asked me.
I bet 1,000%. It's like, oh, dude, that's rough.
Yeah.
Do something else, man.
Did you ever do body worship?
Yeah, in like elementary, I was. We do a Christmas show every year, and then you gotta give it to those elementary school teachers. A lot of those women, they just make that shit up.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know how you come up with it and think that's all right, but okay, you got 100 kids to do what you told them to do.
It was so just like, it felt over the top for me.
It is 1,000%.
You know what I mean?
Even I look back now and think about the fact that there was fast-paced song, slow-paced song at church.
Yeah.
Fast-paced song, you clap your hands. Slow-paced, you could just stand there.
Yeah.
Or you could lift your hands, and if you don't, you're not a good Christian.
Dude, shout out to this girl named Sunmi. Sunmi, when it came to a song that she was feeling, like the power of Christ, you guys remember this thing called a dancing baby in the diaper, the CG thing? That's what she would look like. She's
just that,
fucking in it, dude. And then everybody else is just doing the rhythmic Korean clap.
Yeah.
elbows flared out.
Yeah.
This bitch, she was in it, dude. She was feeling the power of Christ. And then she used to crack me the fuck up. But it was dope to see how into it she was, right? But I was just like, damn, man, it would make me feel bad because, damn, I ain't feeling Jesus like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Is there something wrong with me? Am I going to hell unless I dance like that?
She was in it, dude. I'm like, dude, that's right there. It's like true, genuine body worship right there.
Like, I just always remember there's this one girl who sings off key. She was tone deaf, right?
God hated her.
But she loves the Lord. She sang the loudest and even off key, right? And it was just so bad. But then she loves the Lord so much, she was damn near screaming the songs, you know?
And then how do you stop somebody from feeling the power of Christ?
Say, hey, love him a little less.
Yeah.
What do you do?
God comes down just for a hot. You're real. He's like, I just came down because I have to hear that every Sunday. Please stop. I beg you. Like, please.
Well, there's a verse in Amos where he's just like, I hate your songs, you know, your lip service type of shit, right? And I think in Isaiah, when he's criticizing Israel, he's saying like, your worship is like a used tampon to me.
Really?
In the book of Isaiah, a dirty rag, a used menstrual rag. It's like, you think you're offering me up these like beautiful songs and gifts and whatever. It's like, if you're a sinner and piece of shit, whatever you think it is, it's just a used tampon.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
Jesus had bars.
Yeah.
Dude. That's fucking tight. He fucking rap battled him.
It's like, you don't do half-ass shit for the Lord. Yeah. You don't give him lip service.
I mean, look, I feel like that's like the biggest thing in Korean churches is really good lip service. You know, people are very crafty with their fucking words, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, like we kind of, you know, beat this message down, but it's just like, once again, if God knows everything, why even half-ass it in the first place? Like, because if he knows everything, then what is this conversation that we're having? That's why it always bothers me where it's like, I see this profile pic on Instagram and it's like God first, crosses, Corinthians, blah, 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 blah. And you click on the profile, OnlyFans.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Like, how the fuck did that work out, dude?
Well, people need to believe in something. They need some kind of magic.
Yeah.
And it could be, you know, we all know wherever we grew up from. I think that's one of those things I'm coming towards when it comes to my faith, I guess, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's been a battle for me over the past however many years. But the way I'm looking at it more or less, like, now I've said before, like, as a cultural, you know, second generation immigrant, you know, my religion is Protestant Presbyterian.
Yeah.
That's my identity.
Yeah.
That's what I grew up under, right? But as far as faith and like believing, there are parts of me when I just feel so helpless, you know, and things that happened this past year, like, you know, my sister had a baby, and so I can't do shit, you know. And they got a lot on their plate, and then it was one of those things when she was going into labor. I'm like, I have to pray.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing I can do.
Yeah.
You know, I finally like kind of getting down to it where I'm like, okay, all of that battle I had between science and faith too, it was just like, well, I have to believe in magic.
Yeah.
It's what kind of magic do you believe in, right? Do you believe in the magic that says when the stars are aligned some certain way, then you're going to have a bad menstrual cycle?
Yeah.
Or do you believe in the kind of magic that says a man rose from the dead to prove that he loves someone?
Yeah.
Or that he loves us? And then I'll just say, yeah, that's what I grew up under.
You know what I think about a lot too? It's I saw this guy. I don't watch a lot of like political stuff, but he keeps popping up on my feed, or not so much anymore because I finally like deleted. You know, it finally caught up to my algorithm.
Yeah.
But you know, there's a lot of like conservative people who their conservative ideal is conflated with like the Christianity thing, and they go out and they talk about God a lot, but they seem like the most hateful human beings I've ever seen in my life.
I see that on the news all the time. They seem like super bigoted, super intolerant, and they're saying, I'm doing this because of the love of God.
He looks like the weirdest looking, he looks like a Muppet. What's his name? Charlie Kirk.
Oh, that guy has a small face.
Yeah.
Big fucking.
He has the Diddy equation to his face. Yeah, I mean, he has white Diddy face, which is like the center mass is here, and then the rest is meat.
The rest of the head is just this, and then face is here.
And like I saw a couple of his videos, right, where I don't even know what he's saying. He prattles off stats, right? And then he's arguing with people who are, kids in college campuses, right? Which, number one, nobody's forcing these kids to come up, right? So you can't really knock him on that because he's not going out there to debate anybody. Because his whole thing is just like, oh, let's talk about this, have an open conversation. He's not really there to do that, right? And I think one of the things that I didn't like about him is that he does this like debate tactic that a lot of like shitty people do, which is whenever they're asked a question, he answers questions with questions. It's like in a debate, you just answer the fucking question.
Yeah.
You don't do qualifiers and they go, well, I need clarification. No, you don't.
Is he asking or answering the question with a question that is irrelevant kind of thing, or kind of like?
Well, his thing is that he's trying to do a gotcha moment where it's like these qualifying things that they want them to explain in specific words, and these kids will stumble over the words, right? So it's like a cheap debate tactic, right? When
I don't use that as a debate tactic, but I like using that as a conversation to get it going.
Yeah,
if that's what he's saying, because I was taught in a rabbinic way, right, where a rabbi would tell their kids, their students, like, hey, what's 4 times 4?
Yeah.
Right? And the student would answer with a question like, what's 8 plus 8?
Yeah.
Because it's the same answer.
Yeah.
That's what I'm used to. When someone asks me a question, I want them to figure out the answer by like giving back a question that they can answer. But if I'm not really sure what kind of debate tactic you're saying. Like a question, like questioning their character or their knowledge on what they know.
I think what he's trying to do is find common ground on things.
Yeah.
And I think common ground stuff is okay, right? Where let's say like you and I have a conversation about something and you ask me a question. You go, oh, what is your favorite food, right? Or if I ask you, oh, what's your favorite food, right? And then you say, well, let's define what food is, right? It's like, okay.
God.
Do we have to, you know what I mean?
We have to do
and that's
this?
the shit that he does, right?
Yeah.
Where it's just like, all right, man. You know what I mean? Like, this is stupid.
What do you mean by is?
Yeah.
Right? That Bill Clinton tactic. What is is?
I think for me, answering questions with a question, number one, it's a diversion tactic, but they guise it as we're trying to get common ground here. It's like, no,
answer the question.
Exactly. And then this is what I would like. It's like if people could just, if they're debating, for you to say their point, whether you believe what they're saying is true, false, ridiculous or not, you got to let them say it out and then rebut it after. Because what happens is they just go back and forth. It just becomes like this, you're an idiot, you're stupid, you're an idiot, you're stupid. And when I see him speak, it's like, oh, you speak from a very hateful place, but he uses it in the guise of Christianity.
Yeah.
Like, I, as a Christian, I am here at the forefront to correct the evil in this world. And what I look at him for is like, you're actually not doing that at all. It feeds your vanity of like, oh, I'm smarter than you. Mm-hmm. I know better than you. You're not trying to guide anybody at all. And so when I look at people like that, it's like, dude, it's going to be a really funny thing when you die and then you're wondering why you're not going into heaven. You know? It's like, wait, I did all this stuff. It's like, no.
He's like a young Tucker Carlson. That's what he reminds me of. He's just this punchable face that's going to stand up for his values. I mean, which I'm not going to knock. But then when it becomes values of white erasure, white genocide kind of stuff, identified in that kind of weird, what do you call that? Dog whistle of neo-Nazism. That's where you're like, yeah, I'm not listening to you, bro.
Yeah, look, like I said, the great part about this country is that you get to go ahead and debate your ideals. I think is perfectly fine. I would like to see him in a space where he gets to speak to people, someone who is, as well versed as he is, on a debate topic where it's just him.
I think he sits down with Gavin Newsom. Two polar opposites. They did a podcast together.
Was it civil?
Yeah, crazy civil. At least when I saw the intro, I was like, okay, I got to catch up on that.
Oh, interesting.
Like, I'm interested in that. He might be a piece of shit, who knows, or maybe he's painted as a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But these two could sit down and have a conversation. I respect the fuck out of them.
Yeah, two unlikable people. Yeah. It's like people that everybody doesn't like.
On the polar opposite ends of the spectrum.
That's pretty fast. Yeah, when you kind of go to like this rabbit hole, especially in like YouTube, when it comes to politics, it's like, dude, everybody's so mean. You know what I mean? It's like I never walk away feeling like I learned something. I just walk away feeling like I should hate something.
It's always like, who won?
Yeah.
Right? Who won that debate? Who won the whatever, rather than a conversation was had.
And I do feel too, a lot of that stuff is because it's views. Like nobody's going to give a shit about the two civil people having like good discourse.
Yeah.
They want the person that's going to say something salacious, and then they can go back and forth and yell, which is why, the recent, the presidential debates now, they get more views than ever because they're waiting for the shit show.
Right.
Right. But for me, who wants to just like hear somebody say something, I hate it when they're yelling over each other.
Yeah.
Like on the previous podcast, 15 minutes of just fucking neurodivergent people talking over each other. Yeah. It makes me go insane, dude. I hate it so fucking much.
Yeah. I can't stand watching Talking Head news. Was it Piers Morgan now has these heads who just scream and yell at each other? Have you seen Indian news?
No.
There's like fucking 15 people on the screen all yelling at each other.
And there's so many fucking dialects there too.
Yeah, and I'm like, this can't be normal.
I have to watch that.
Yeah, I'll find the clip.
Okay, well now my nighttime is just going to be fucking Indian news and people yelling at each other, and then Indian street food of them putting their feet into soup.
God.
Dude,
Indian they're in the news right now with Pakistan too. Oh my gosh.
Dude, Indian street food videos are my weird addiction. I just want to see how filthy it can get.
Just how low it can
because
go.
It blows my fucking mind. Not even the fact that that's what they're doing, is that there's a line of people waiting for the food. You know what I mean?
Strong stomach bacteria for them.
And look, I'm not saying this to be like, oh, that's racist. No, it's not.
It's ridiculous.
If you see somebody cutting chicken with their toenail,
yeah,
I don't give a fuck what culture that is.
So unsanitary. I can't understand how it's just like.
There's a guy in India that goes up to these stalls and he shames them. Like he's an Indian dude. Because he's pissed at them. He's like, you're making our country look like shit. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, there's a video of this guy. He's like making pani puri, right? It's the stuff. It's like a puff pastry, and they put like a soup, like a cold, like gazpacho type of soup in there, right? It's delicious. This guy's fucking. He pours it. The guy looks at it. He's about to eat it, and then he turns around, and the guy's like scratching his ass.
Oh,
the guy served it to him. God. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking wild, man.
No gloves, no real fresh.
There's
cleaning water.
My favorite video is when they're walking. There's a guy interviewing somebody, and he goes, "Hey," he goes, "Where is the dirtiest place in the world?" And he goes, "India." He goes, "That's wrong." He goes, "I'm pretty sure it's India." And look, all my friends who have been to India, specifically dancers, they go, every time I go there, I get massive diarrhea.
Yeah, they just get sick.
Like every fucking time.
Even from a bottle of water.
Well, it's just because like, you want to explore India, right? You're not going to just stay in like the hotel and stuff. And he just like, I just get ready for it because it's just like, I'm not used to that stuff. But look, I'm not gonna lie. Some of that shit looks good. It's just like
it's just how it's prepared.
It's just how it's prepared.
Yeah.
Like when I saw the video of them making like birthday cakes, holy shit! This motherfucker is literally putting the icing on with his hands.
Oh my god!
Just in the sweatiest place fucking ever.
And there's just flies.
And it looks so beautiful. How would I have known? There's no way you would have known. It's like, first of all, how did you get those crisp lines with just your hands?
Oh my gosh.
They're good at, my favorite too is when there's like a guy who's like making like a soda drink and he's just banging it all over the place.
Yeah, he's
what does that do for the flavor?
They get all twitchy.
Dude.
They're just pouring
the guy
water.
That just shakes his head.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, you literally did nothing.
Oh, there.
You just shook your head for 10 minutes. Give me my fucking drink, dude.
In Iraq, everywhere I went, there's no toilet paper.
Really?
No toilet paper. But each stall has a hose of water.
Oh, at least there's, yeah.
And so
you just bidet
at one
that
point,
shit.
yeah, you bidet it, but then it's like, oh, it's to wash your hands.
Oh.
You're like, your hands? And then it's like, so when I first got there, like the first month, I have a weird, I'm left-handed. I throw up my left hand to shake. And I've seen so many people look at me
like, what the fuck?
What the fuck are you doing? Because they're wiping.
Oh.
Left hand is your wiping hand. And you wash. And you eat and do everything else with your right hand. So if you're left-handed, you're a dirty motherfucker.
Oh, for real?
So I'm going around trying to shake people's hands sometimes. I'm doing everything with my left hand.
You're like
Eating with my
disrespecting
left
everybody,
hand.
dude.
Everyone's like, ew.
Fucking savage.
Yeah.
This world is not made for.
Oh, that's another thing. You can't cross your legs like this. Showing the bottom of your foot is like crazy disrespectful.
Really?
Yeah. So if you're crossing your legs, your sole of your foot has to point down on the floor.
Damn, there's cultural differences are fucking insane, man. I never even thought about that.
Dude, I lived off $2 a day eating shawarma, and it was so delicious. And at one point, they had like these pickled carrots and like peppers. It's like, we never tried it, and it's just like a big bowl in a restaurant, and people walk by, like at a taco stand, you do that. All right, slather that up, and it was pretty bad diarrhea from there.
Oh, bro.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. I definitely, there's so many places I want to travel. I'm just scared.
Yeah.
Right? Because like I know I want to go to South America, but I just keep hearing nightmare stories from people who went.
Yeah.
Right? And they're like, I got my shit stolen, blah, blah, blah. You got to make sure you don't go here. I'm like, that doesn't sound like a vacation to me, man. Like I'm just like looking over my shoulder the whole time.
You take a 9-hour flight to just stay inside of a hotel building.
Everybody I know that went to Rome, they're like, it's a fucking tourist trap.
Yeah.
They're like, it's just all tourist traps. People are trying to jack your shit. They're like, it was very stressful for them.
There's a lot of videos of people catching pickpockets.
Oh, really?
In Italy, yeah. There's like videos of Chinese person who tackled someone, and then nobody's even helping him. So they're like, not Romani. What is
Super Mario's? Whatever. Yeah, I don't know.
The boxer, Tyson Fury. What's it? The king of the...
Oh, fucking gypsies?
Gypsies, yeah.
I heard gypsies is an offensive term.
No, gypped.
Okay.
Wait, is it gypsy? Yeah, gypsies is the offensive term? I don't think so. But
I don't know. Things change
that's
all the
where,
time.
I got gypped comes from.
Okay.
Is from, because gypsies, you got screwed over by a gypsy, so I got gypped.
Oh.
I said that in high school, and this goth girl was like, I'm a gypsy, and I take offense to that.
Oh, really?
So I was like, oh, all right, well, I learned something.
Is gypsy like an ethnic group?
Yes, they call themselves Romani, like, because they think they're from
Romania,
like middle, like Eastern Europe is.
Oh, okay.
Right? But I looked this up too because I was like, what the fuck is a gypsy?
Yeah,
right. And the DNA testing and all of that, they come from fucking India.
Oh, really?
They come all the way from India, and they migrated, and they ended up in Eastern Europe. And then over that time, they migrated all around Europe. And then their skin got paler and paler. But they have roots from India. Isn't that funny how the story circles back to the people who don't wash their hands?
Dude, I don't know necessarily what a gypsy entails, right? There's just the only reason why I heard about it was because of Borat.
Shit. Yeah, like what do you call it? That Brad Pitt movie, he plays a pike, but they're like gypsies ish. Snatch. Yeah. They're like unsavory type of people.
Like, what is the negative
people.
Connotations that they steal? Like, what is it?
They steal, they're unsanitary. Like, I saw a video of these gypsies fighting people, and this woman picked up her 2 or 3-year-old baby and swung him like a baseball bat at this lady. As a weapon, as a fucking weapon. Like, chuck the baby at them.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, like, so that type of unsavory street people who are there just to
Could you imagine as like the fucking son? They're just like, get over here. Why? Ah!
Yeah, their profession is stealing.
Yeah.
And tricking and conning people, apparently.
I'm not even gonna lie. Like, when I heard like gypsy, I thought they were like street magicians. So I didn't understand what the negative connotation was.
Yeah, I didn't get it either. I don't know what the fuck a gypsy was. Esmeralda, Hunchback of Notre Dame.
She's a gypsy.
She's a gypsy.
And she's hot.
She's hot. Yeah. But so I was like, so what does she do? Right? She just performs on the street. I still didn't get it. And then Peaky Blinders is where you kind of get a better understanding of their culture within
the Peaky Blinders universe.
Yeah. So of like the type of people they are. They're like ethnically, obviously, they look very white, but culturally, they are different from the rest of Europe.
I gotta look that shit up because I know nothing about them. I picture them in like very adorned robes and then on a camel with a carriage. That's how I picture gypsies.
Carriage is a big thing that they used to have. I guess it's caravans now, like RVs.
Well, shout outs to the gypsies out there, dude. I would like to interview on this podcast to see what the culture
exists in America. I don't know.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
Well, guys, that wraps up this very short episode of the Genius Brain Podcast, where it's literally about nonsense. But if you guys want to catch this podcast, it's every Sundays at 12 p.m. You can catch Ed at Ed Park VP and Manga Miata. Shout out to my gypsy people. Very nice. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Peace.